Ooh, ooh, ooh. Endure, endure, endure. Ladies, gentlemen, gamers, and fellow Endure lovers, welcome back. We are here, me and the Cowboy Hairline,
Mm-hmm.
and we are here because we just saw episode 15 of the Tower of God anime. We're a little late because we were busy,
Mm-hmm.
but we're here now. So yeah, we don't do the ending reaction anymore, which is a little weird to do now because I was so used to doing it before. Now there's like no new things in the ending. We kind of just watch the ending and we just sit there reminiscing about the episode we just watched. So
Yeah.
a little weird, but do you want to talk about your reminiscing first, Adrian, or do you want me to go first?
I'd like to go first, if you don't mind.
Go right ahead.
All right, cool. So I think I want to start with the good stuff.
Uh-huh.
So what I liked about this episode, I liked kind of what they did in the beginning about Endorsi, like giving us that information again, because we have to remember that it's been like 4 years since the last season. So to have
Endure.
flashbacks with like Endorsi and Bomb, I kind of liked. I like the
Endure.
content of it. I'm kind of curious when we get to the manhwa part of the thing,
Yeah.
where Bomb mentions her changing her shoes.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if I remember that being part of the thing.
Hmm.
And if it isn't, I kind of like that they added it and that they made a point of it. It's like a little neat thing to change.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't know, because it was a big thing in season one where like her shoes were constantly getting in the way with
It
her.
was
Like
constantly
Anak took
tripping.
advantage of it. And what is it? Hawaryun took advantage of the fact that her shoes broke while she was fighting. It was a
Mm.
huge thing. So it was kind of funny that like or it kind of puts this whole thing together that Bomb it someday. So, yeah, you just wear something more comfortable, so that you can
Mm-hmm.
fight in and protect yourself in. And then we see that right when she comes down, she's wearing her sneakers and she's kicking shit as usual.
Mm-hmm.
And Dorsey's a big kicking fan, big TKD.
Endure. Endure.
Yep. So what else did I like? I liked some of the scenes with Hots versus the
Sano.
Kasano. Now, not the whole thing, and I'm gonna get to that in a second, but I liked some. There was one part, not that part. There was one part where like he cut his leg, and it looked pretty good. Like it was probably some of the best animation we've seen, which I guess isn't really saying a lot. Um, but I did like that a little
Oh.
bit. It was a slight step up in some areas. Uh, what else did I like? There was a few other things that I liked. Let's see. I'm trying to remember, but it's just not on the top of my head. So I guess I'll just go to the stuff that I didn't like because now it's more fresh in my head. But maybe as we continue talking, we'll especially with what you're showing right now, it's like getting
It's
it's
getting
reminding me of some of the
reminded,
stuff I didn't like.
yeah.
So yeah, so
I think
first
it's
thing I
right
didn't like,
here.
the animations was very clunky. I mean, what's new? But in this thing, I have to mention it. And we always talk about it, but in this one, I have to mention it because this is an action episode. Like this is an episode focused on action, so I have to like I can't ignore the fact that like the animation's bad this time, where we
Oh, it
usually
was
like
right
don't
here, I
talk about
think,
it
by
as
the
much.
way.
Oh yeah, we can see this real
This
quick
was the
where
good
Hots comes
part.
through.
This is what they
Hmm.
spent the budget on.
Yeah, this was the like some of the best they've done, I think, which is not saying much, but it looked all right.
It's not saying much.
The thing that sucks is that they can't have a complete fight look good because like the beginning of the fight was clunky and the end of the fight was clunky, but just that one scene right there looked pretty all right.
Right, it's
Um,
so like short, man.
yeah,
Like it's
dude, Tower of
done.
God is cooked, man.
It's
It is so
done.
cooked because the Anak versus
Ran.
Rand thing, although it was like lore, like according to the manhwa, if you when we look into the manhwa, it's pretty accurate, like how they followed it. But just there is not enough not enough fluidity in the movements when Anak punches what's his name Novik and like
Yeah.
knocks him back. They do a lot of things where like instead of showing it happening, they pan out somewhere and they just show the building exploding, and then 2 seconds later he's just there on the floor. So it's like a really lazy way of them just like not showing what's happening. I don't like it at all. Yeah, and that's not the only instance of this happening. I can't name all of the instances, but there's a lot of
Right
parts where like
here.
they're fighting. Yeah, and instead of showing the like what the attack does, they show
Like,
somewhere else and show the aftermath. Yeah, like that.
yeah.
Where it's just lazy, and then like 2 seconds later you just see him on the floor, and it's like it didn't even look like he flew away or anything. He's right next to Ran, so it didn't even look like they moved anywhere, even though like the explosions would tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
really awkward. I can't get over how bad the fight scenes are, and it hurts to watch sometimes. Like I've gotten used to it since we've been watching season 2 for a while now, so it's like I've kind of gotten like a taste for like or like what is the word? I've
You
kind
know
of
what to
adapted to it.
expect.
Yeah, but like even this is just like it's not it for me, you know?
Yeah.
When there isn't like a lot of lore stuff going on, it and it's like an action episode, which is these are the episodes I was supposed to be excited for. It's the worst. These are the worst episodes to watch, and it's sad because it's like you're disappointed and everything. Oh, now that we're showing Verdi, I actually like the way they did Verdi. I was pretty okay with it.
Hmm.
Of course, everything's on a curve because the animation's not great, but I liked it. Um, I thought the thing with Endorsi in the beginning, I'm kind of going all over the place. I wish I kind of did things chronologically. Maybe that's what we should do in the future. We'll chronologically pan through and we'll talk
I
as we go through.
I don't think it matters. I think
Okay.
just whatever comes to mind is
But back
fine.
to the Endorsi thing then. And I think I'll probably just end here. I'm just doing a list of like bad animation stuff. Um the
Door.
Endorsi, she the fight with her and Bomb was also really clunky, especially the part where he was asking Traveler to throw the bombs. It was like a moment where Endorsi was just kind of standing there. And I don't know if it was because she was still I don't think she was still frozen from the ability that Bomb did, because that was after the fact when she broke out of it already. And they're talking for like 30 seconds together. Hey, can you like throw some bomb? And then Dorsey's just kind of standing there.
Yeah, like
It's so
right here.
awkward. It just
Like
doesn't look right.
Bomb kicked her right here, so she's obviously like, moving, right? She's
Yeah.
frozen. Okay, he kicked her down, but then look,
Mm-hmm.
she's obviously moving. She blocked it, right? She
Yep.
can move. And then she's just here, like she's like reeling in pain from Bomb,
Yeah, like, come on, it's
which
not that bad. She's a princess. She survived the bombs. Like, it was no big deal.
yeah, I'm a little scared to
And
show a little bit more of this, but like
yeah, you don't have to show too much, but I'll just explain it. The people who've seen it, they already know. But like, they spend like 10 seconds talking to each other, and then once Bomb is done
eh,
with their conversation, she starts running in.
yeah, instead of shooting them, by the
Yeah,
way.
and the way they throw the bombs, it's another instance of they don't show the action happening; they just kind of show the aftermath, like that, you know.
Uh-huh. They
And
they
that may be true
blind
to the
us.
manhwa panels, but if you're in an anime, like you should be showing more, you know? Like you have the ability to show more, so why do that? I guarantee in the manhwa it looks just like that, where it's like one panel of Ed Dorsey running, and then the next panel you just see the bombs in her face, and that's okay for like a panel, but it like for the anime, it makes no sense to do that. Like they're
Mm.
when in
Oh
doubt,
fuck.
this
Sorry.
animator seems to just copy what they see in the panels and just make an anime version of the panels, which doesn't really seem very good, and it lacks fluidity, and it just seems awkward.
It's almost like a slideshow
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's like why watch the anime if they're just gonna copy the slides word for word and not put any stuff in between, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it feels like, and it sucks. It's just it could have been done better. There needs to be more in between, more fluidity in the movements. They need to stop hugging the manhwa too much when they don't know what to do, and they need to like I don't know, just expand these fights more. I doubt they'll do it, but there's still more chances. So I mean, whatever. I'm gonna watch the whole thing at the end of the day. Um, Another thing I didn't like was that they treated the guns, and this is kind of like a nitpicky thing, but the guns, whenever they shot people, it's like they were killing them. Like it seemed real. That shit went too hard, bro. Like especially at the end when Bomb shot both of them. Like you would have thought he killed both of them. Like he put real bullets in that gun, and he was like, "Oops, put the wrong bullets in."
Wow.
I don't know. Like we all know, like there's two ways you can shoot them. You either shoot them and send them
the
to the Archimedes,
the light
or you
bullet.
shoot them with the dark bullet and you get sent to the Archimedes. So
Yes.
uh, I don't know. It's just weird the way they did. I didn't expect them to actually be like guns. They went hard on that. That's kind of like a design decision where it's like it's up to them. At the end of the day, I don't really care, but I don't like it that much.
Okay.
It's not the way I imagined it.
Mm.
But yeah, that's it for me. I think I rambled on long enough. But yeah,
Okay.
not a good episode. But it's not
Uh
good because it required a certain level of like animation quality. You know what I mean? Like,
I know
it,
what you mean.
and it's not there.
I'm waiting my turn patiently for a reason.
Okay, cool. So I'll let you take over now.
Okay. So hey y'all, back to me. Um yeah, Adrian I think was a little nice with it personally. Like man, it's sad cuz the last copium I think the Tower of God fans are going to have now it's just gonna be like, oh man, maybe they're saving the budget for the final episode, man. Maybe the final fight's gonna be good. Maybe that's why everything's not that good. I don't know who the fuck is gonna see this. Unless you haven't seen anime before. If you haven't seen anime before, then I can understand, right? And I keep mentioning this, but I feel like it's so fucking true. If this was made over 10 years ago, I think it would have been okay, right? Not good, but okay. And the fact of the matter is that this is what we're getting, right? With our beloved Tower of God, it really begs the question, would we rather not get anything at all, or would we rather get like a burnt cookie, right? Like, okay, a burnt cookie, we want a good cookie, but we're getting a burned one, but is it better than not eating? I honestly don't know anymore, right? Like, unless you're starving, which certainly if you're a Tower of God fan, you might be. But in terms of just anime, there's other stuff out there that's a lot better. But it's just like, it's so bad because there's multiple times in this episode, right? Where again, when it's not a lore episode, when it's actually an action episode, especially if you watch other things, it feels like shit. Like I'm watching this, right? I'm just thinking in my mind, like I could have, like I see other things where they just do certain scenes of fighting just way better. One of the biggest things, right? Like I was hoping, and obviously, Adrian touched on a lot of these things, but a knock right here throwing the spear, I was like, yo, they could make this shit look cool. Like they could
Mm-hmm.
make this shit go crazy. This shit landed like a wet fucking fart, man. I was
Yeah.
like they tried to make it cool, and I'll show it here a little bit, right? Anaka is charging up. First of all, when she was charging up, it was like okay, like it's a little weird, right? I didn't think it was that
Mm-hmm.
cool. Unlike the last episode where I thought her standing there was bad fucking ass. Excuse me, but I was like, okay, maybe they could make the spear throw cool. Maybe they could make her entrance cool. They throw it. It looks like a fucking wind gust. Like, okay, cool, right? That's dumb. All right, it makes a little bit of an explosion, but it's nothing huge. It's like, okay, it shakes the screen a little bit. Now, I'm not as much as we criticize, we're not professionals, right? But just because we can't do it ourselves, just because we can't animate well, doesn't mean we haven't seen good things. It doesn't mean we can't sift
Mm-hmm.
through things and say what's good and what's not. We're critics. We're not artists, we're critics, right? This is where, right? It's like, oh, is there a fire going on here? I wonder what happened, right? If I'm just seeing this, there's a lot of smoke. Okay, cool. She just comes in, right? Adrian told me, oh yeah, there's a line to it. I was like, okay, maybe we could have seen her jumping in or something.
Yeah,
Maybe
they didn't
that
even
could have been
show that
cool.
aspect.
They do a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things where they kind of, I don't want to say leave it up into interpretation, but they take sort of jumps, and it's not crazy jumps. It's not like illogical jumps like, oh my god, did she just teleport there? No, obviously she probably jumped there. She used the line, if you remember that. But it's the same thing with Novik. It's like, okay, Novik got tossed across the fucking way by a knock, right? Which, again, looked fucking terrible, right? It looked like something in a Michael Bay movie where, like, timed explosions went off and and that's like the reaction, right? Like, okay, Nova gets punched here. He goes back. It literally just looks like timed explosives in, like, again, a Michael Bay movie. And again, we can logically infer Ran went next to him and stuff, right? But at that point, is the knock just sitting there? And this is where I think I'm going a little too far and being a little too harsh, because in classic anime format, the villains always let the heroes get up, talk to each other for a little bit, and they're just standing there probably doing nothing. It's not like it's new to talk. It's not like they're pulling that out of their ass. But it's just like it happened with Endor before, where it's like, okay, what is she doing? Right now, it's happening with the knock. It's like, okay, what is she doing? And it's just like these things are handled terribly. The Hots fight, and this is another thing I noticed in general, right? And it makes me feel bad because I don't want to just sit here and be like a hater, right? Because I love Tower of God,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just like when I see these things, these are basically just me harping on the fucking episode, and I feel like a hater, and I don't want to be. But it's just like, bruh, in this Hots fight with Kasano, there's something I noticed, and it's something that we've mentioned before. Well, I've mentioned it before, certainly, but obviously the eyes were misaligned sometimes. It's not as bad as it used to be, so that's good. But I still do notice it here and there. It's just overall quality where there's some moments, and I don't know if I could get the exact moment here, but there was a moment. I don't know if you remember me saying it, Adrian, but there was a moment where like Hots' hair was covering like one of his eyes,
Yeah.
and I was like, yo, this is so edgy. Like, there's times where character oh and the oh no.
Oh
there's
no.
there's times where like characters look really different. And again, right? We're gonna show it off with the manhwa comparison, but Ran, I think, looks different. The overall style looks very generalized, I think. And
Mm-hmm.
the quality is just not there. Where sometimes they change the character's look, like, mid-fight. Not where, they're, like, changing their clothes or they're making them, like, fat and tall or something. They're not changing proportions too well. Although they can't do that well either. But it's just like sometimes the looks they're putting these characters in and the positions and stuff, even in the beginning here with Dorsey's face, right, when she got angry at them, when she was like, oh, I'm gonna kill them, no, I'm gonna torture them. I was like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Like, I was like the manhwa again, right? Like what is this looks a little weird to me. Like,
It doesn't feel like it's the same person.
exactly. It looks like they
Like it,
changed her face a little bit. It's
yeah.
like, what the fuck? And again, right? It either goes down to one of two things. And I don't think we're ever going to know unless information comes out. But it goes down to either one, they don't have the budget, which could be a reality, or two, they just fucking, I don't know, they're just not skilled. They're not good, which I think is a big part too, from what I'm seeing. It's like, okay, bruh, like the combat scenes are just not it. We know this. Like, man, I love Hots too, and a lot of things don't feel good. Like
Mm-hmm.
this fight where Hots was like, "Yeah, I'm here for my like revenge, right? Like you beat me, and now I swung my blade a million times and shit." This fight was ass. Like
Mm-hmm.
I get no indication that Hots trained. Now, granted, this could just be like a failing in general. Like they don't really show Hots off too much, which I believe is a little bit of an issue. But it's like I get no indication that this guy trained because I don't really know, right, from what he was before from here how anything is different. The fight lasts like 2 fucking seconds, worthy of actual animation, and oh my god, man, there's parts in here where it just looks like shit. It's sad because I like this other thing too. I'm gonna mention as the example, right? Like, look at this cringe ass shit. I just started practicing twice as much. In the manhwa, it's cool because it looks cool. In this shit, it's cringe because it looks like ass. And it's just like, what the flying fuck? So, this is really where it just like gets me so upset to see this shit and to see it done fucking dirty, man. Oh my god, we get this whole big thing, and then out of nowhere, Kasano just like beats him. It's like, okay, you
Mm-hmm.
know what? Now I'm just gonna beat you. Like,
He
oh
just
look, I
breaks the
swung my
sword. The
sword
sword
millions
breaking
of
was pretty
times.
anticlimactic too.
Yeah, it was too quick.
You
It's
didn't
like
even notice it happen.
it didn't have any feeling. It's so
Yeah.
dumb.
It had no weight behind it. A lot
Yeah,
of things have no weight behind it, I think is a big thing too.
yeah, it just feels like shit, man. And again, some of the just natural things of quality, like I said, the average is just it's higher than I think the first half for sure. Again, there's not as many incorrect eye positions as the first one. There's still some, but from the first half, but it's just like, man, some of these animations, not even with the fighting too, like if we go back here to wherever the fuck this was, right, if I could find this god awful ugliness that we saw here, which you even pointed out too, like when we were watching, you were like, oh no, bruh.
The Shibisu granny run?
Yeah, like what?
Yeah.
What
Dude, he
was
was
that?
running so awkwardly.
Like,
A
look at
little
this, look at this.
slightly for yeah. Oh
Okay,
wait, no, we
fuck.
have to go back. We have
Yeah,
to go
god
back.
damn
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
hold on, where was it? It's right
Right
here,
there.
right here.
Yeah.
So it's right here, right? I saw this, right? And this is the other thing too, by the way. They're sort of posing things, and again, it's a mismatch here, where it's like Kasano saying, "Yeah, I'm the ultimate weapon. I'm an ignition weapon. You can't beat me with this sword." But then it seems like Hats is kind of doing good. It's like, "You're the ultimate weapon?" That's a bold fucking claim to say, especially where we are in the story, because we're really, really early on, right? So these people are talking their hot shit, and they look like ass. It's like, what? But yeah, this fucking run right here, man. Oh my god. So this is something I brought up too in the beginning, where it's like last
Mm-hmm.
episode, I kind of mentioned it, where the running felt a little off. If
Yeah.
you can't even do running right, what the fuck are you doing? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, oh my god, man. I feel like we're really too kind to these people. And again, I
Mm-hmm.
don't like being mean, but it's 2024, man. This is
Mm-hmm.
obviously not an A tier studio. This is obviously not like high quality. And I'm fucking pissed that we did not get this for Tog, man. And it's bullshit and it's fucked up. And we have to get off the copium right fucking now. Look at this crap. What is this? Like, you can't do running right? Like, look. What the fuck is
Oh my
that?
god.
What
This
is
guy's a
this?
scout. He's supposed to run.
Like, this doesn't look cool. Vespa's not even moving. Like,
Yeah.
well, not even him. For those of you that didn't know, anime only enjoyers, despite what the voice sounds like, Vespa's a girl. I don't know if they're gonna keep the same voice when they reveal that, but Vespa is a woman, unless they retcon that. But it's just like, what the fuck is this? Like, it makes me think, right? Unless it was an obvious choice, and I'm really nitpicking here, but this shit got me
Hmm.
pissed. Are they just gonna like? Do they know Vespa's a woman? Like at the animating studio, when they're like, okay, we have to get voice actors. Do they know Vespa's a girl?
I think they do. I think
So
because they
what
do
the
reveal
fuck?
it at some point in season 2. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure,
but not
like during
anywhere we're gonna get in
this
the
week's arc.
anime. That's way
Yeah.
later on, I think. So it's like I don't get this shit. Like the quality is just really dumb sometimes, as always. It's just, oh man, like,
Yeah.
ah,
It feels hard to follow too. Like I feel like anime onlys are probably like getting confused at times just because of like how often they do the thing that we were talking about where they kind of leave things up to interpretation or you have to kind of see it for yourself type thing. I don't know.
yeah,
It just feels like I know everything that's happening because I've read it before,
yeah.
but
We're disappointed in how it's
I can't
happening.
really. It's hard for me to see this from the perspective of like an anime only and like enjoying this episode. Although it seems like statistically, anime onlys tend to enjoy it more than mono readers.
Yeah, so maybe we're just
But
crazy.
yeah, I don't know.
But
But one thing stands true that even the anime onlys can't deny is that like this thing deserves so much better, especially compared to season 1. Like this is terrible.
yeah.
It's really bad.
Like, I'm just looking at the characters, right? I thought this was weird too. I was like, so the background is good. There's detail in the background stuff. I don't know what it is, but it just seems like they look like without detail. It's like
Hmm.
Traveler and Bomb here, like they just look weird. Where it's like sometimes they look different. Like here he looks different, right? Here he looks very
Yeah.
different from how he looks here. It's like what?
Yep.
It's so weird. Obviously his glasses are like changing size or whatever, but that's okay, I guess. But it's just like it feels like two different animation styles
Two different
happened
people.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like what the fuck? I
You could
don't
say the
get
same
it.
thing for all the running. It seems like different people animated the running because it seems like
Yeah.
everyone's running a different way. It's all never good. The
Yeah. Oh my, it's all never good, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, it's just
Mhm.
low quality fucking shit, man. It's what we come to expect. I
Yeah,
guess the biggest thing about this review is just, hey, I'm angry. Maybe that's new, right? I'm a little
yeah,
bit more angry than usual, but let's see the actual source material now. Let's see the good ass
right.
fucking shit.
Get ready for this shit.
Yeah. Oh, already I'm
Look,
happy.
already better.
Already I'm
Already better.
happy.
I'm
Yeah,
ready.
Endor's not T posing in, thank
Come
God.
on, man.
Yeah. Also, Traveler looks a lot more brown here than he did there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna pick up from here. Oh wow, look, a beautiful face. Oh my god, actual action. Whoa. Okay, so let's show the sneakers. Now, one of the things I
Hmm.
did say to kind of keep it positive, or Adrian kind of touched on this, I didn't say it, but you know, I don't want to make it all doom and gloom, right? There was good things, and again, these are things that we've all mentioned before. I've mentioned this before. In the anime, right? One thing that they did that I really want to address that is good, they put this part in here. Bomb looks like he's fucking pissing here, by the
Oh, we forgot to mention that. That was gonna be one of the first things I thought. Yeah, why'd they have Bomb jacking off in the first part of the anime,
like
bro?
I
That
thought
looks
homie was
so
taking a piss.
so bad. Come on, the one thing they do somewhat decent are like still panels, and they couldn't even do this one right.
Like, yo,
Come on.
I thought Bomb was
What?
just taking a
He's
leak in.
bent out. He's like, I don't
You
know.
don't have your hands like that unless you're peeing.
Yeah, they could have just put his hands on the railings or something to make it look more
Or just
normal. I
on
don't
his
know.
sides,
Or
maybe,
on his
just like
side.
chilling. Yeah, maybe he's standing. Like, there he's kind of scrunched out. He's looking down. Like,
Yeah,
nah, man.
it's so bad.
And
You could just like MS Paint like a little stream coming from the side, and it would be the worst thing
yeah.
ever. I can't believe I forgot about that. I actually wanted to mention that, but yeah.
But yeah, so yeah,
But this
so
is the good part. This is the good
yeah,
part we're
this
talking
is actually the
about.
part I liked. So number one,
Hmm.
I think the quality for this is nice, right? Like it's consistent. Number one, like this looks good, right? Relative
Hmm.
to what we saw just now with the Traveler and with Bomb, I think this
Yeah.
remains consistent. It looks good. Sure, it's a little plain, but look, they have like glows in their eyes. They have the lighting. Like
Hmm.
look at that shit. I don't. I feel like it's just more consistent. It's good. Like this is
Yeah.
where something like this, and I've mentioned this before, right? They never showed this in season one of the anime. I think
Mm-hmm.
going over some things that were never shown, or adding more context, especially if they make it up, it's fine too, as long as it makes sense lore wise. Because I think again, I always call it fluff, right? You can add fluff in if it helps make it look better, right? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I can give you a cake and I can give you frosting, but what if I like layer the frosting in a certain way? What if I make it cool, right? Like it's sort of like that where these things, if they're done this way, I think it's better, and it's what they should do in the anime. But it's just like this part was good, but man, a lot of the other parts weren't. But either way, so
Yep.
back here, right? We see
Yeah.
Endor come in, smack the
Oh, one more
thing.
thing about that scene. I just want to mention my favorite part about it is just I guess you kind of said it too, but it's like the lore aspect of it, which is what they do the best in this anime as well. Just the talking and having those
Yeah,
instances
which is
pop
just
up.
copying SIU's work.
Which I guess is yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah,
It's not really like they're doing
I
the
did
hard
like that
work
though.
here. They're just, you know, they're just
But
like
yeah,
copying it. But yeah, I agree. Like
hmm
the lore is the best thing because the lore is good from the original
yeah,
thing. It's like,
the manhwa carries
yeah,
just the lore, the
exactly.
content of it.
Yeah, and that's what we're gonna show here. So Endor's kicking the shit. Things are going crazy. Things are going, wild. We actually see impact here. It
Wow,
feels like this thing got fucked up.
look
Wow.
at this.
Bomb's like, oh no, man. And look, wow, oh my god. So again, in certain ways, right? I think this does lack certain details that the anime did. Like the
hmm
background and stuff looks more plain, but that's fine. It's
Yeah,
not really a
that's like
detriment
early
here.
season two stuff too. Like it gets way better. Look at these close-ups, man. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Oh lord, it's amazing. So yeah, we get this. Then we have, Wang Nan being the little test dummy, looking way cooler, not running like a weirdo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end of that one. So we're at the bare end of that. So here we go back here, right? And Traveler's obviously confused because he's like, wait, that guy's name is Bomb. He's not Jovial Grace.
Look, we get Endorsee's inner thoughts, which I don't think
Yeah.
did we get that? Oh, maybe we did actually. No, I think it's
Uh,
after the fact. That's only after when he uses the ability,
yeah, he uses
the
reverse
stop that's
flow.
stop time or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
reverse flow control. That's when
hmm
she's like, "Oh, wait a minute," right? But again, it's a
Yeah.
lot less. It's a lot less that we get here. And one of the big things, again, sadly, you anime only enjoyers aren't getting is the move names, man. Because there's a lot of lore sometimes behind these move names. SIU isn't particularly fond of naming things. He kind of just makes some bullshit most of the time. His admittance, not mine. But some moves actually do have significance, right? And I don't really think this is much of a spoiler, but a lot of Rand's moves are called Mashini style. There's a very big
hmm
reason behind that, and that's something that they just never mention, and I don't know
Yep.
why. But either way, here the Shinsu actually looks really fucking cool. This shit looked so bad in the anime, man. Like Bomb
It looks so
materialized the
awkward.
gun, yeah, and it came down so slow, and it was like really like awkward. Oh my god, it was so bad. Bomb here is like, oh shit. In the anime, it's so bad because it's like these characters are just fucking up, and it seems stupid. It seems like they're dumb. In this shit, it looks cool because he's like, we're assuming this is quick, right? Even Traveler's
hmm
like, oh, what the hell? Like Traveler's like, oh shit, a gun. And she's like, "Oh no, I lost focus." Right? We hear it in her mind. She doesn't say this in the anime. And she's like, "Oh shit, I gotta get him." But look, he stops it. She's also sideway handling that shit. Like what the hell? She's gangster
hmm
with it. So yeah, now she's like, "Oh no, he stopped me," and then boom, right? He comes in. He's fucking her up. Again, this to me feels like way more impactful, even though it's not even animated. There's no sound to this.
hmm
It just looks more powerful. We see this a little bit in the anime, but it looks so much more like shitty. And
Yeah,
I'll
look at
play it
that
here.
scene. You just hovered over it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like here,
Oh
right?
yeah, it's gonna come up.
It's
Oh,
like
we have the exact scene. We're
yeah,
perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
like look at this shit,
Look at
right?
that. Come on.
Oh no, she fell. Oh, like okay, cool, right? Like you feel a little bit of impact, right? The little ring is cool there.
Yeah,
What
but
is
look at
this?
the
This is like
difference.
damn.
And this shows that like Endorsi is physically stronger than Bomb, like significantly stronger than Bomb.
Yeah, we get a nice
Because you
chibi
see
face
Bomb's
here
getting pushed
too.
back a lot more than Endorsi is.
Yeah, like in the anime they had to bullshit. They had to make her like stunned and like like shocked.
Mm-hmm.
Here it's like oh no they fucked up right. Like here it's like oh no. Here she's not waiting. She's like oh I'm gonna fuck you up right now.
Yeah.
You
Missed an
know
opportunity to do more chibi animation.
yeah. I mean they tried afterward, but they blew
Yeah.
her up. The explosion looks way fucking
Explosion's
better.
way better. Yeah.
Yeah. She's
The
here. She's
aftermath looks
pissed.
better. Look at all this stuff, man.
Oh
All
my
this stuff is
god.
they missed, and they did it just like the panels. They just popped the explosions right into the thing. They didn't show Traveler throw anything, which was
Yeah.
their opportunity to, like, hey, you're an anime,
I mean,
show
the
a little
sad part
more.
is, if you did throw it, it would look like shit.
It probably, yeah.
Like, we're damned if we do, damned if we don't at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's about to sideways shoot him. She's looking. This looks fucking scary. Like, oh no, what is that, right? And they're
Mm-hmm.
running. This looks way better than the anime. Thank God, right? They're standing here. They're like, hey, we should, we should go. Traveler looking cute in his chibi form,
Yeah.
pretty nice.
Yeah.
And then, Bomb's remembering like why he's doing it. Okay, cool. So then we're here. Again, right? Quattro in the anime, I think, was done really poorly. I think he just looks low quality like a clown, and he's kind of meant to be that way in the manga, but it looks cooler. Chang, infinitely cooler. He has aura here. Like, he
Mm-hmm.
actually has aura, and then obviously we go here into the tower. Different clothes, by the way. Different clothes. Missang is like wearing blue instead of her normal, or sorry, not Missang. Gosang. Gosang's wearing
Mm-hmm.
blue instead of her normal
As
shit.
is Yua. Yua's wearing like a blue white shirt.
Yeah, like, bro, this shit's crazy. But here we have Chang coming in. Chang looks actually like older and shit. Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
This scene again was done terribly in the anime. It's like, why are they just standing there? Like, Chang reaching up to him feels
Yeah.
like Arc Raptor just stood there and let him. Like, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
feel like good. Like, here I guess they look closer. Chang was maybe faster. They do speed really badly in the anime. I'm just gonna straight up say it.
Mm-hmm.
They do it extremely poorly. Chang looks serious. He looks cool. And then obviously Quattro looks kind of
Looks
silly.
caught. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks pretty much the same in the anime. It just looks worse, but pretty similar. Yeah, obviously Wang Nan sweating, and they caught him right. Kun looks a lot cooler too. He looks very
Mm-hmm. His
choir
hair is up.
boy. Yeah, looks a little choir boy esque too. But still, Kun typically looks pretty good in the anime. Sometimes in the anime in this episode, the quality did dip where I was like, oh, he's too simple. But here we
Look,
actually
we see
see
them
them.
go.
Yeah, we actually
Yeah.
see them getting shot. Where in the anime, they're kind of making it more sinister. It's like, oh, we have to
Yeah.
shoot them off screen. Maybe that could be a localization thing. I don't know. Right? Maybe they don't want to like show that visually because it might upset people. But
Mm-hmm.
a fact is different from fiction.
Well,
Who
if that's the
knows?
case, they could just make the guns like, not more gun-like. You know what I mean? How I was saying in the beginning,
Yeah,
like they don't have to make them like sound
they
like
can
an
make it
actual gun,
a
like the
laser.
bullets piercing them. Yeah, just make it like a beam or something.
Yeah, that's true. But they don't really think like that, I guess. Who knows? They just copy shit. But
Like a
here
little
we
Shinsu
have,
gun.
yeah, shit's too good. But yeah, so here they're saying, look, where's Miss Sang and Prince? And here they are. This is one thing I'll give the anime. I think they did
Hmm.
Verdi a little bit better with the
Yeah, I think they did it
octopus at
pretty good.
least.
Yeah.
Because the octopus had more detail there. Here it kind of
Mm-hmm.
looks a little plain. Not that that's
Yep.
bad, but here we actually see this guy here. I forgot his name, but
Yeah.
he's here.
He wasn't there in the anime.
Yeah, he
It
wasn't
was
at
just
all.
Birdie.
And then Vespa's here. Vespa's like, "What are you doing?" And Verdi's a little sick. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna make them marry." And it's like, "Oh, okay. This is supposed to be a person on Shibisu's team, by the way." And it's
Mm-hmm.
like she's a little sick. It's like, okay. So yeah, now they're about to do the raid. Reflejo's here. So in the look at that. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you kidding me? In the anime, she made like weird little faces. Here, she's like a demon. But Reflejo in the anime seemed like he was sweating bullets, bro. Like this guy was
Yeah.
scared.
It was
Well,
weird because in the last episode he was like, "I'm gonna have to kill everyone." They made him seem more threatening,
in
and
the
now he's like
anime,
more stressed out in the anime. Like they
yeah.
flip flopped Reflejo like
I
nothing.
think I think it's still in line because in the anime, maybe he's saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you all," because he's like, they're trying to imply he can't handle this. Where Reflejo, just to give you guys like, a little bit of context, he's not a jobber. He's not weak, man. This guy
Yeah,
is no
I mean,
joke.
in the anime it was weird because they made it seem like he could handle them, like he would handle them by himself, like that they're just being annoying and whatever. And then like in this episode of the anime, it seemed like they were like causing him more concern because he's like, "Oh my god, when is
He
Viola
was
coming? I need Viola to
bullshitting.
save
It
me."
makes it seem like he was
Yeah, it made it
bullshitting.
seem like he was bullshitting. Yeah, which I don't really like that much. At least in the manhwa, it's more consistent, where it's like he says from the start, it's like, "Oh man, we got to work together," type thing. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah,
like, "Where's Viola?" and this and
it's
that,
a
and they're like,
different vibe.
yeah, because it's like they're actually treating Shibisu's team like they're a threat. They're not like they're not like they're not treating them like they're nothing. And that's it's a good point because Shibisu's team is one of the most famous teams out there currently. They're like a
Yeah.
team of all stars.
Yep. The A squad. Meanwhile, Wang Nan's team is the losers, but Either way,
Mm-hmm.
they're here. They're doing the raid. Oh my god.
Oh man,
Oh my
come
god. If
on.
you needed to see anything else, look. We got stupid wind fart here in this like bullshit. Like, okay, wow. Again, I already showed it, but like,
Oh
oh
man,
wow, what is that? Again, they have the little like lines here to show
there's
like
no
it's cool,
power
but
behind it.
what is this? Boom. You see the lightning,
You
like, are
see
you
the
kidding me?
impact. Yep.
Here she comes in. Again, they're just copying it, but they're doing it worse. Rand's here again. I've talked in depth about Rand being better in the manhwa, and we show it. But here he's more edgy, but in a cool way. In the anime, he's annoying to me. He looks just like he doesn't want to be bothered, and Nox like, oh shit, right?
Ooh, the stare off.
They're coming in. Here. Oh wow, what is that? Holy shit, that looks powerful. Oh my god, and look, badass in the moonlight.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect,
One of my
perfect,
favorite characters.
right? Fucking hots. Here we have Jaja in her PJs, in her
Yep.
PJs.
No one changes clothes in the anime.
Yep,
They
they
all wear
got
the
one
same
pair.
shit.
Here we have Bomb trying to get jobbed by stupid people, which again, this looks cooler. Even in
Yeah.
here, like this guy looks like he's about to get hit by a solar fucking flare. Look at this shit. Bomb badass going through them. Very cool. Running out. All right, cool. Here, we go back to the Anak and Rand fight. They're fighting. Actual impact. I feel it. I feel it in my loins. Wow, she's actually rushing towards them where this would look like shit. He blocks
Here it
it.
is.
And look at how
Mm-hmm.
much better this looks. Again, it looks better. We know this though. Like, oh shit, right? Like again, this works for manhwa. This doesn't work for anime. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, I feel like he's getting punched through the fucking building. Cool, right? Then we have Hots here. He's staring him off. We got the gun. Like, look at Hots' eye. Cool as shit. He's slashing. It feels like it has power. Hots doesn't look edgy and dumb. He looks cool and edgy. Yeah, there's a difference. Here we actually have a fight, right? It's
With
similar to the
movement,
bomb fight,
yeah.
yeah. With the bomb fight with Love, this is kind of like
Yeah,
similar where we see like the
exactly. Yeah.
movements. Here, Kasana's basically telling him you're shit.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what was done much better in the manga, where it's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
themed, like, oh, I'm your predator. Like, he's making it themed. In the anime, it was
Yeah.
very generic.
It's like talent versus like training again, essentially, which is like what Hots versus
Kasano is.
Kasano is. Yeah, because Kasano's kind of like, I don't want to say he's born with it, but he's stuck with it now, and it's just his power. Whereas
He
like
didn't necessarily
Hots
have
has
to
to work
work for
hard.
it. Yeah.
Exactly. Whereas Hots has to work hard to reach up to him.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing behind these two.
Yep. Thank God we don't see Granny run over here, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Here we get some context. This looks really fucking cool. The anime, they didn't do it terribly if we're just isolating it. But look at this. Like, it looks like this guy gave Hots mercy out of, like, pity. It's like, yeah, I could have
Mm-hmm.
fucked you up. Like, Kasama looks like a fucking G right there. But either way, here, they're getting out of a lot of fluff. And this is where I think they extended the fight in the anime with Hots and Kasano. And I don't know why, because the extension wasn't good. It didn't add anything. It looked like shit. This one, they show like this. I think this is a little bit done better in the anime, but again, right? It's really
Yeah.
personal
Very
preference.
marginal. It
Yeah,
doesn't
it
really.
really doesn't matter. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think this looks better in the anime, but just because there's different details. But regardless, oh my god, it feels a little powerful. Oh shit, right? He's still cutting him. Wow. And he's like, wow, what's changed? Look, and then he just trained twice as hard. I thought this was pretty funny when I first read it too. I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of dumb. But, they're fighting. The fight looks cool. Whoa, right? He's blasting him. This looks like it's tie-dye. Like, are you kidding me? Pot's being cool as shit. Like, look at this shit. Oh my god.
None of this happens in the anime.
Like, bro,
Yeah.
he's like, oh my god. So there, oh my, look at that. Look at that. And we see the fucking, like, move name. Single Annihilation. Like, what?
Mm-hmm. I will say though, they didn't complete their fight, did they?
We're gonna
The,
see.
the anime.
We're gonna see.
In the anime,
Oh no,
not
in
the
the
manga.
anime, yeah, they did.
They did. Oh,
Well,
okay.
it's left ambiguous, right? Because they don't show the shooting, but we're
Oh,
left
okay.
to assume that Kasano shot
Oh
him.
yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So here we see the aftermath. He's like, "Oh shit!" Right? Rand just looking like he's chilling. Anak looking funny as shit, but strong. And they're fighting. This looks way cooler here. This little cloud he formed, way cooler here, as usual. Hots is just here. He's like, yeah, I fucked you up. He's saying the same thing. Here, Bomb comes in. I think this looks probably a little bit better in the anime. This looks whatever here, but
Meh.
again, marginal.
Yeah.
Here Kasano looks fucking crazy.
Use both arms
Yeah,
too.
like we
For
didn't see
each
that in
jump.
the anime. He used one. He broke the sword. This looks like it has feeling. If they slowed it down in the anime, if they focused on it more, it would have had more of an impact. And he's like, "Oh shit!" Like you see, Hats is like, "Oh fuck!" Like he's shocked, right? And they basically do a 1-to-1 here. You know, we don't
Yeah.
hear the shot though. In the anime, we don't hear the shot. Here we hear it, so we kind of know what to expect. Here though, we go to the Rand fight. That Cloud looks cool as shit. He's doing it everywhere. It looks black. It's like, oh shit, right? She's in the darkness. She's getting annoyed, and she's trying to find him. He's like, nope. She's grabbing him again, mostly 1-to-1, but it's really just your preference. Do you like the anime style or the manhwa? I think manhwa is just way better.
Much better. There's
Yeah,
more
so
detail.
here, looks cooler. It looks like it's raining almost. Like, oh shit, right?
Yeah, the way Rand disappears into it looks much better too.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
after
my
she tries to
god.
punch him there, boom, hits nothing.
Yeah, oh my god, she uses their tail. The way they used the tail in the anime was a little weird, and they made it like big and fat, like really quickly. Here you see Rand looking so cool. He's like a
Rand hiding in
lightning
it
god.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
you see his perspective as well. Like, come
Oh my
on.
god. And look, we hear the move. Mashini style lightning spear. There it is.
Did he even use
Espada
that?
Grande.
He didn't
He
even use
did. He
that.
never said it,
Did
but he
he?
did use it. But it looked like
Okay.
shit. You
Yeah, it
would
is.
think it's a normal attack with how he used it.
Yeah, this is the same attack he used on Kasana, the one that like extended all the way across the
Yeah,
screen in
and looked
the
like shit.
a few episodes away. And it
Yeah.
did. It looked like it looked much better then, even though it didn't look like as good as the mono, of course. But like,
Yeah, it's right here.
oh yeah, he did use it. Yeah.
Yeah, he used it, but you wouldn't think anything of it. Like that was it. That was it right
Simple
there.
attack.
It
Yeah.
looks like he just threw out a lightning
Like,
thing.
what's the difference between that and like his actual like special move?
Nothing. But yeah, here she's like, "Oh shit!" Right? Again, we're getting amazing little differences with the
Oh yeah, the
chibis.
blood. By the way, she hit. She
Oh
didn't
yeah, they
hit
didn't even they
whatever
didn't
you
even
call it.
say
She hit
that.
freaking what's his name?
Novik.
Novik. Yeah, they
Yeah,
didn't even make that connection.
yeah, that's one thing where
Anime.
they again, you would have to really jump to really get to that because they don't show
Yeah.
these things. It's like, okay, so here, we
I
even get
wish they
something
showed
that's
this
extra.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Anaka's getting annoyed. She's like, man, like he reminds me of this fucker.
So much detail in
Look
this.
at this shit. It's beautiful. Oh my god. Look at this crap. Like, yo, oh my god. The aura. The aura. Look at Rand there. He's in the corner hidden. His eyes glowing, right? He's going sicko mode. And then she's like, you know what? Nah. And she's eliminating it, right? Way cooler looking here. You see the aftermath. I think they did this okay in the anime too. In the anime, they showed the room aftermath. I was like, wow, I don't know how it got to here, but I do
A little
like,
further back.
yeah, I do like how the backgrounds look. The backgrounds don't look terrible here.
Yeah.
I think it looks fine. Like, damn, a battle happened here. You wouldn't know it from what we just saw, but yeah. Like, I think they do the environments well. That's one of the things I will say. Here we get more chibi Q faces, which is nice. He's like, oh, I got you, right? Again, look at the faces, look way better. More detail, as always. This in the anime looked really weird. It was like, okay, Rand got her, and then somehow she was just quicker than him instantly, and then just went behind him. Here, you could kind of do it more again. They have a real big problem with speed, but here, again, we get Shinsu strengthening as well, right? The coolest shit, looking cool as shit. She's smiling. He's like, oh, fuck. And then look, boom. Bomb comes in. Bang, bang.
And that's it.
Right?
That's the end.
And that's it. I won't go further than here, even though there's a little more. So I've noticed that now, I don't know if it was consistently like this before, but now they usually stop it right before the chapter ends. Like there's a little bit more, but it usually ends right before that end. So
yeah, they're not sticking to like where the chapter ends exactly. They're kind of like cutting it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're changing it. But sadly, a lot more of just the usual. And, I keep saying it, but that's mostly what it's going to be, right? We're just going to come back. We're going to be like, hey, guys, this episode was what we thought. It's shit. Here's why. And then we're going to show you the good parts. So, it's par for the course. Hopefully you enjoy our commentary over it or our little tidbits here and there. But, that's basically
this is a special one.
Yeah.
The gap between the manga and the anime was especially large in this episode.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah,
so, this one I was very passionate about because I was really looking forward to this fight. I mean, I don't even know why I was looking forward to it, but I just I had to see it. I had to see what they did, and not surprised, I guess.
Yeah, it is what it is, but it's just sad. But if you want to see like the actual good shit in detail, right, and our first reactions to it, we have, as always, the whole rundown of all of season 2
Yep.
right here on the YouTube.
There's a
So,
playlist.
yep, you can go check that out. But either way, we'll be back next time to review the next one. We're locked in, so we'll be here. But either way, I hope everyone enjoyed. Adrian, you have anything else to say to the fans out there?
No, that's it for me.
All right. Well, that's it for me too. We'll see you guys next time. And if you want to see more of us, watch us live at Twitch TV/Technics channel. Eee!